I'm gonna start with a story because you're probably having a panic attack right now, and it's just nice to, for a second, listen to somebody else's misery. So my first panic attack, I ended up in the hospital. So if you're not in the hospital right now, you're already doing a lot better than I am. Um, I'm gonna spare you the details, but I was in Spain, and it was like a party vacation, and we've been partying, and I was sick. I got some sort of virus. I was really weakened by the lack of sleep, the stress. I just had like exams. I was 18. Um, I had exams. I had stress. I had lack of sleep. I was sick. Everything, and it all caught up with me. And suddenly, I wasn't, yeah, strong enough to take care of myself anymore. Suddenly, it snapped, and I lost control. And I felt powerless because what I felt is that parts of my body became numb. It's really, really, really scary because I really had a feeling, shit, I've been, yeah, we called like yeah, it's a sort of center where which is that you call when you're like, you think you ate something toxic, and we called that, and we asked, yeah, okay, this is there maybe something, because I was taking medication. I think it was ibuprofen, and basically we called them and they told them, no, you're not sick, just rest. But it wasn't getting better. It was getting worse actually, and I ended up in going to the hospital. Uh, I was fine. Physically, I was fine. Of course, I was a bit banged up because I was sick. I had like just like a normal virus, so I was a bit banged up. But theoretically, I was quite healthy. Um, so, and then they told me, you're having a panic attack in the hospital, in a Spanish hospital. I was all alone. Well, I had one friend of mine with me, but I didn't have my parents. I didn't have like any people where I felt safe. I was in a foreign country, and I was lying there, and I remember that they put like this IV in my arm. I think it was my right arm, and it was just water because I was a bit dehydrated, but it felt like they were giving me this crazy poison, and I felt my arm going numb, and I was like, shit, something is happening. And truly, it was literally water. They were literally just giving me water. But in my mind, I went crazy. And that's how crazy this panic attack right now is. So you can imagine, I ended up, and also the people around me were convinced that there was seriously something wrong with me, and that I had like a neurological disorder because of this virus. That we really thought that there was something wrong with my brain. That's also the reason I couldn't fly, because there was a real risk that because I had an infection also on like the back of my teeth, and there was a real risk. They thought that the infection was spread or something, and that was the reason why I was feeling this way. So everybody was convinced that I was sick, and then actually it was all just panic, raw panic. Crazy, right? After While I now talk about it, it's a funny story, and I can think back, but at the moment it was really scary, especially because although there was a buddy of mine there, I didn't feel safe, and I really needed people around me. I needed my family to be there, and they weren't there, and I made it so much harder. And that probably made it worse because there was nobody really to comfort me, to really take care of me. Because you can imagine like this guy's vacation when you're 18, you're drinking. None of these guys can actually take care of each other. These are not grown ups. So this was awful. Truly, truly awful. But okay. So I hope that even though you're probably feeling way like not good at all, I hope you're feeling a bit better because you're not in a hospital. Um, there's also no need to go to the hospital because they would just tell you you're healthy, and they cannot actually help you. So that's quite shit. They also just sent me home and told me, yeah, buddy, just keep on taking like paracetamol because you still have that infection on your teeth, but for the rest, you're good. You're not dying. um, And so I had to go home and still, yeah, fix it on my own. And it was really hard. It was the hardest period of my life. And luckily, I got to stay with my sister and recover for a few days. And miraculously, it was a miracle like Jesus. uh, I recovered in a few days. I just needed a safe home. I needed a place where I can feel safe, and all of that came quickly, and I found myself very quickly again. Of course, the panic was still there. It was a very heavy moment, but from when I had like this safe environment, I was better. But okay, we're a bit off track, I would say. um, the point of my story is that well, yeah, it was just a fun story.